Welcome to SBS News in Easy English. I'm Greg Dyatt. United States President Joe Biden has called for action on gun laws after a mass shooting at a primary school in Texas that killed at least 21 people. The last mass shooting was less than 2 weeks ago when 10 people were killed at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York. Mr. Biden says most Americans support tougher gun laws.
Why are we willing to live with this carnage? Why do we keep letting this happen? Where in God's name is our backbone?
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is flying back to Australia after the Quad Summit in Tokyo. During the brief visit to Japan, Mr. Albanese offered more foreign aid to Pacific nations and stressed Australia would be taking greater action on fighting climate change. He says that commitment was welcomed.
And the new government that I lead's position was welcomed by the leaders of the United States, Japan and India, and I look forward to going forward and building those relationships.
The new Federal Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, has met with the Governor of the Reserve Bank and the heads of Australia's financial regulators to discuss the nation's finances. The Albanese government faces difficult economic conditions, including rising inflation and interest rates, falling wages, and $1 trillion worth of debt. A senior Liberal, Karen Andrews, has confirmed that her colleagues will elect former Defence Minister Peter Dutton, unopposed, as the party's next leader. Susan Lee is likely to become the next deputy leader following the party's big election loss over the weekend. Parents are being urged to get their young children vaccinated against the flu. Dr. Anthea Rhodes, from the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne, says very young children are more likely to catch the flu.
And also more likely to get more serious illness and complications, including things like pneumonia, infections of the heart and infections of the brain in some instances.
Some Australian cricketers have raised concerns about touring Sri Lanka, while the island country faces an economic crisis and political unrest. The Australian cricket team is due to fly out to Sri Lanka next week to play a series of matches. But it's believed some in the group are anxious about the situation in Sri Lanka, including power cuts, fuel shortages, and a lack of other essential resources. I'm Greg Dyatt, and this is SBS News in Easy English.